Chapter 2, the Heifer, page 38. The Jews say, the Christians have no ground to stand on, and the Christians say, the Jews have no ground to stand on. Yet they both recite the book, and those who have no knowledge say the same. God will judge between them on the day of resurrection concerning their disputes. Who could be more wicked than someone who prevents God's name from being mentioned in his places of worship, and seeks to bring about their ruin, while it behoves these men to enter them with fear in their hearts? There is disgrace in store for them in this world and a great punishment in the next. Commentary by Maulana Wahiduddin Khan. To the Israelites, the criterion of truth was their association with the prophets and saints. That was why they believed that their community was in the right, while other communities were in the wrong. As for the Christians, they considered themselves unique in that God's beloved Son had been sent to them. Even the polytheists of Makkah thought of themselves as superior to others, basing their claim on the fact that they were the guardians of God's sacred house. Thus, every nation had set its own self-styled religious standards, according to which they themselves inevitably appeared to be in the right, and everyone else in the wrong. Their actions, however, did not substantiate their claims. For one thing, they had become divided into sects, though all of them swore allegiance to the divine scriptures. They took every opportunity to deny others the right to enter places of worship, though they would say that they were doing this to protect the sanctity of these places. In fact, they were ruining them, for places of worship become derelict when people are denied the right of worship there. If a worshiper has the correct attitude, he will never deny the right to worship to those who come to do so. He will never persecute those who come to serve the Lord. When one is truly conscious of God's greatness and one's own helplessness before Him, one's humility will show in one's dealings with others. One will not seek to harm one's fellow men in any way, let alone deny them their fundamental right to worship God. Chapter 2, the Heifer, page 39. The East and the West belong to God. Whichever way you turn, there is the face of God. God is all-pervading and all-knowing. They say God has taken a son. Glory be to Him. Everything in the heavens and the earth belongs to Him. All things are obedient to Him. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth, and when He decrees something, He says only, "Be," and it is. Those who are devoid of knowledge say, "Why does God not speak to us or show us a sign?" The same demand was made by those before them. Their hearts are all alike. We have made the signs clear to those whose faith is firm. We have sent you with the truth, bearing good news and giving warning. You will not be held accountable for the people of the fire. Commentary by Maulana Wahiduddin Khan. Another error into which they fell was to liken God to man. A human being, for instance, cannot be in two places at the same time, and in consequence, people think that God is also to be found only in some particular place. But God is everywhere. True, He has prescribed a direction for us to face when we worship, but this is a purely organizational requirement for prayer. It does not mean that God is to be found in only one direction and not in any other. Another outcome of this basic misconception of God's nature is people's attributing a son to Him. But only those who have needs beget sons, and God is above all such imperfections and limitations. He is complete in Himself. Such beliefs do not stem from God. Man has invented them himself. Chapter 2, the Heifer, page 40. Neither the Christians nor the Jews will be pleased with you until you follow their ways. Say God's guidance is the only true guidance. If you followed their desires after the knowledge which has come to you, you would not have any patron or supporter against God. Those whom we have given this book follow it as it ought to be followed. It is they who truly believe in it. Those who deny it will be the losers. Commentary by Maulana Wahiduddin Khan. All those whom God has sent to preach truth on earth have been confronted with the same kind of reaction. If you are God's envoy, people say to them, "Why are you not blessed with great worldly treasures?" Such people themselves can think only in worldly terms, so they expect God's messenger to come up to their materialistic standards. They cannot conceive of someone being God's messenger who is not endowed with worldly grandeur. This is the reason the prophets of God have had to face opposition throughout the ages. How, people think, could a great God, whose kingdom encompasses everything, starting with the earth and going to the furthest expanse of the heavens, have chosen such an ordinary person as his messenger. The signs of God were reflected in the lives and teachings of his prophets. Indeed, the prophets' words and deeds, based as they were on truth, were manifestations of God's signs. But people could not see such signs because they were too materialistic in their thinking. Their minds were molded in such a manner that they acknowledged only tangible, visible signs of greatness. The invisible, but intensely meaningful signs that God gave his prophets meant nothing to them. When the preacher comes armed with forceful arguments based on truth, his hearers fail to comprehend them because of their negative mindset. In ancient times, the Jews and Christians had been the bearers of divinely revealed religion on earth. When they went into decline, however, their religion was reduced to a set of ethnic customs. Piety lay in belonging to their community, and impiety in being apart from it. Their sole criterion for judging between truth and falsehood was the individual's relation to his own community. This sectarian attitude prevented them from accepting genuine, unadulterated religion when it was presented to them. True religion can be accepted only by those who are alive to their own true human natures, unlike those who, having suppressed their own true natures, have forsaken natural religion for artificial dogmas.